Hello and welcome to ICG Podcast episode 47. I am Abdul and with me is the absence of Yashwant. Yes, apparently there's a transformer issue in his place, so he has no power at his house, so he can't join the podcast. So I'll be flying solo today after quite a long time. But yeah, last weekend both of us are a bit under the weather, so we couldn't do the podcast. But yeah, I'm at least doing it today. Uh, and the first comment for tonight, as always, is from Hungry Wolf. Hey man, how are you doing? Thanks for joining the podcast. And yeah, they should have been mentioned last week itself, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it now. The new PlayStation Plus catalog games are available now, and they are Red Dead Redemption 2, Deceive Inc., The Sims 4 City Living, Crime Boss Racket City, The Settlers New Allies, Stranded Alien Dawn, Cat Quest, Cat Quest 2, and Watch Dogs. The interesting thing here is Red Dead Redemption 2, which has how do you say it was available when PS Plus was first started. It was available till September, so like for 3 months, and then it vanished, and now 2 years later it's here. So yay to those who weren't able to complete Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, there is the lineup of new Xbox Game Pass games have also been announced, and I think four of them are already available. Four, maybe five. But yeah, this one was recommended to me a long time ago by Hungry Wolf. It's called Chance of Senar. There is EA Sports NHL 24, Immortals of Avium, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, Galactic Care, Haunty, Moving Out 2, Humanity, Lords of the Fallen, Firework, and Rolling Hills. Interesting. And of course, a few games will be leaving next month from PlayStation Plus, and they are GTA 5, MotoGP 23, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, Monster Jam Steel Titans, Unturned, Brothers A Tale of Two Sons, DC Super Pets, Dodgeball Academia, sorry, Talos Principle, The Wild at Hearts, not Wild Hearts but Wild at Hearts, Indivisible, I think that's how it's pronounced, and Baja Edge of Control HD. So yeah, those are the lists out of the way. Let's get into the other news. So Ghost of Tsushima has surpassed 77,000 concurrent players on Steam. It has the second highest concurrent player count for a Sony title right after Helldivers 2. Not surprising considering the first one is a PvE uh, multiplayer game. So yeah. And then Little Kitty Big City has sold 100,000 copies in its first 48 hours. And it has also been played by over 1 million people on Game Pass. Interesting. And then I have never heard of this game before, but Rusty's Retirement has sold over 200,000 copies in just over 2 weeks. How come these games I've never heard of before are just big successes like this? Interesting. Yeah, but this is a game I have heard of. Manor Lords has now sold over 2 million copies in less than 3 weeks. That is good. It is already having a high number of people who purchased it immediately on Steam. So, not surprising if I do say so myself. And then Monster Hunter Rise has surpassed 15 million sales, I guess, units sold. And Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak has surpassed 8 million copies sold worldwide. The Monster Hunter series completely is now at 100 million worldwide. GG. And Angry says there's also a game called Wire Hearts. The Monster Hunter type game by EA. Yeah, I told that. And the one that is in this list is that is leaving is Wild at Hearts, not Wild Hearts. So yeah, I clarified it in the start. Yes, GTA 5 has sold 200 million copies now. And the entire GTA series is now sitting at 425 million units sold. Wow. That number is sure to escalate after GTA 6, of course. But yeah, anyways, according to Just Gordon, Ninja Theory's next project has already been greenlit. So will that be Hellblade 3 or something new? That is completely up to speculation, I guess. And of course, this game, I covered it in a previous episode. It's called The Rogue, Prince of Persia. And they wanted to delay the early access launch to later in May because there was direct competition in the name of Hades 2. They thought that no one will play it because Hades 2 came out in early access. So now they have confirmed a date. It will launch on May 27th. And apparently, the developer of the game called Evil Empire, they were they jokingly said, if Silk Song Shadow drops in the next 2 weeks, we are burning the whole thing down. Because they had to delay the game of Hades 2. And if Silk Song Shadow dropped in that time, they were going to burn down the entire game. Well, they should not be worried because Albino Panda from our server hasn't burned anything of his own yet, so these guys are safe. Because he's been waiting for Silk Song for God knows how long. But yeah, anyways. V Rising is going to be launching exclusively on PS5 on June 11th. It's already out on PC. Coolio. For those of you who don't know, it's that isometric view game sort of resembles Diablo. That's the one that's going to launch. And yes, this has been gaining quite a lot of discussions recently, and that is, of course, Assassin's Creed Shadows. It'll be launching on November 15th on Xbox Series, PS5, and PC. So, a short summary about the game. It'll have two protagonists. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I think it's Naoi or Nai or Nao. It's spelled Naoe. Pronounce it how you will. And she's an assassin. And of course, Yasuke the samurai. And that has been a hot debate all over the internet. Some people are like, he's the first black samurai. Some people are like, no, he was basically a sort of retainer or sort of assistant or something to an actual samurai. The samurai died, he got his gear, and then he was forced into slavery again. I don't know, I guess. And now people are like, he's the first black samurai. Yeah. And unlike the previous games, there will be no bird drone. So yeah, you won't have any falcon or eagle flying around scouting areas for you. The weathers and seasons are dynamic, so they will keep changing. It is the same size as AC Origins. I don't have, well, I don't, they didn't specify the map, so I think they're talking in terms of game size or story or whatever. But if it wasn't obvious enough, the game is set in feudal Japan. And unlike previous Assassin's Creed games, the eagle viewpoints, which you climb up on top and can synchronize the entire area, they will no longer reveal points of interest on the map. And hello, Rogue Hunter. Thank you for joining the podcast instead of just lurking around. When was Assassin's Creed ever historically accurate? Yes, that is true. I mean, the first game and the Ezio trilogy, you had a futuristic Apple that can control and manipulate things all the way back in what, I don't know which century. But yeah, so history, they always have their own spin of things in this. Yeah, anyways, Apparently, GTA 6 will officially launch in the fall of 2025. So, yeah, we're still sticking with the official release. But as Rogue Hunter pointed out earlier to people, when has Rockstar ever been on time? So, yeah, they might delay it, they might say they're polishing it and push it further back. But let's just be positive and wait for it. Anyways, Shift Up, the studio behind Nikki and Stellar Blade, is currently working on Project Witches, which is a new IP, and it is set to release in 2027 on consoles, PC, and mobile. And Shift Up has also said that Stellar Blade is exceeding expectations. We are already considering a PC port and a sequel. Well, I'll be more than happy to play the sequel for Stellar Blade. It's a fun game, and unlike initial impressions where people thought it was only for playing as the babe, there's more to it. I mean, as a disabled gamer, the combat is quite challenging enough for me. Quite a lot of combos which I haven't perfected yet. I just keep smashing the light attack or heavy attacks. So, and there are special moves, and then I just recently got addicted to the fishing in the game. So I've just been trying to catch all sorts of fish. So I mean, this story obviously you can't expect a big story from a game like this. So uh, if you're going in for the story, then I think you'll obviously be disappointed. If it's but overall, it's a fun package to play and follow Rogue Hunter's advice. Buy the game when it comes to a stellar price later on as a discount if you think you've tried it out. Either. Anyways, apparently Xbox has an internal code name for bringing goats from bringing games to other platforms. It is called Latitude, and according to Jess Gordon, there's also no red line for what games could come to other systems. This push comes from Satya Nadella and Amy Hood. Before I continue, hello to Bilal. Yes, it's a solo performance today. Yashant has some transformer issues, so no power at his house. So yeah, I'm doing it solo. But yeah, this particular no red line for what games could come to other systems is kind of already been out there for people to think about because unlike Xbox, which has Game Pass, where lots of people just play it. In fact, I've never seen anyone buy any physical discs of any Xbox games. It's all digital. And so, yeah, obviously, I don't know how many people even buy it digitally, considering they have Game Pass. So, yeah, I think sending it to other platforms and asking people to pay for it, and people obviously will pay for it if it's on PlayStation or perhaps Nintendo or even Steam. And yeah, they'll end up earning money. So, from a business standpoint, it's obviously um, good for them, I guess. Hungary will transformer issue. Yashwant is stuck in his vehicle form. Speaking of which, what vehicle would he be? Hmm, I don't know. Make a guess. Try and see what vehicle he would be. I don't know. Would it be some foreign car? Obviously not an Indian car, but something else. And yeah, Rogue Hunter says Xbox making a profit or not was a non-issue for Microsoft. But after that humongous billion-dollar acquisition, MS now wants to make that money back sooner rather than later. I mean, yeah, that's what I also spoke about when we brought up that issue in the last podcast. Initially, Microsoft did not care what Xbox is spending on, and even when they bought Bethesda and everything, they were quiet. But 69 billion is not an easy amount to digest. So yeah, Microsoft really wants to make that money back. It's led to a lot of studios closing down, including some of the best ones. And yeah, so that's what's brought this thing of bringing other games to bringing Xbox games to other platforms. Who knows? Maybe even the next Forza Horizon might arrive on PlayStation. Could happen. No one knows. Anyways, moving on. D Labs has leaked an info saying that the new Astrobot game will get announced in the next 15 days. They speculate it's only coming to PS5 and not to PSVR 2. So yeah, I mean, those who have PS5 pretty much have played Astro's Playroom at this point. I mean, it's the first game in your console, so a sequel to that would be nice. Hello Adi, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing? Long time no see. Probably because we weren't there last time as well, but yeah, thank you for joining us. Well, here is another rumor. Doom: The Dark Ages, which is previously called Year 1, will be revealed at the Xbox Showcase on June 9th. Insider Gaming understands that it will be a medieval inspired Doom world. So, no guns, just swords, I guess. And perhaps, like Hungry Wolf said, perhaps shooting spells from your hands, if that is even possible. But yeah, anything can happen. It's a video game. And Hungry Wolf says that means you can play Elder Scrolls 6 on a PS6. You really like applying salt in that wound, don't you? And it's a constant reminder to, you know, just brighten up your day and make me feel foolish about my purchase. But yeah, one thing I can be positive about is that if this is the way they're going, then Elder Scrolls 6 won't be exclusive to Xbox, which means I can get it on PS. But I just hope it supports this generation. So at least my Series X will be worth it for something. And Adi says if Forza is on PS, then Microsoft should shut down Xbox. I mean, it's one of their biggest IPs, but they still have Halo, new. I would have said Gears of War, but there is no new iteration to that anytime recently. And yeah, Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6 is quite far away. So yeah, I mean that's what people speculated when they were first going to be like we are moving games to other platforms. Like Xbox is going to shut down from being another platform to become just a huge publisher. Blah blah blah. It's all speculation. But yeah, we'll probably know by the next year or so. And Sanjay is here saying, Yo AJ, hey man, how are you? Thanks for joining. I'm doing good. How are you? Rogue Hunter says, sadly, the new Doom won't have Mick Gordon's banger soundtrack. Oh my god. Well, I guess his banger soundtrack is too much for a medieval setting, so who knows? And Rogue Hunter is like, Brother, Elder Scrolls 6 is far away. Yeah, please don't remind me. Hungry Wolf was already there to do that for me. Bro just keeps reminding me to put salt in my wounds. Uh, and Hungry Wolf says there was a medieval Doom game. It was called Hexen, and it's sequel. I think you mean sequel. Hexen 2. Never heard of them. And Rogue Hunter is like Bethesda probably wants to cash in on the Fallout hype currently. I mean, yeah. The TV show was successful. They're gearing up for season 2, I guess. Um, a next gen update for Fallout 4 is available on PS and Xbox. They also recently released a patch or will release a patch fixing the issues. But then again, how is it a Bethesda game when there's no if it doesn't have any issues? Well, this is interesting. Oh, look who's here. Albino Panda's here. Hey man, thanks for joining the podcast. And I did mention you in the start. Hold on, I'll just read that one out. So especially for you. So yeah, uh, this is special for Albino Panda. So there is a game called The Rogue Prince of Persia. It the developers delayed the game because Hades 2 launched at the time that they were planning on launching the early access. So now they have set up the date as May 27th. So the developer team, Evil Empire, they said that they said as a joke, if Silk Song Shadow drops in the next 2 weeks of this early access, they will burn the whole thing down. So yeah, even they were afraid of Silk Song, but it never showed up. But yeah, just like albinos, pandas, albino pandas, like he's been waiting so long for that game, but looks like it's not shadow dropping. Otherwise, the Rogue Prince of Persia would have been delisted on Steam already. And Halo Reflect saying hola in Spanish. Uh, Gracias for joining the podcast, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, Rogan says Hungry Wolf will probably agree. In my opinion, the Bethesda creation engine has to go away now and put out of its misery. It's time for something new. I mean, yeah, it's no longer a creation engine; it's just a bug engine. But I mean, creating an entire new engine will take you lots more time. So I don't know. Creating a new engine might cause even further delays to Elder Scrolls 6. So I don't know. Maybe Elder Scrolls 6 will be the last game on that engine. Anything can happen. Anyways, this bit of news is an interesting one. Wall Street Journal is reporting that Microsoft decided to bring the next Call of Duty game on Game Pass Day 1. And in other news, the next Call of Duty is going to be called Black Ops Cold War. No, it's going to be called Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I didn't even know where 4 or 5 went. Were they even released or did I just completely skip over it? Angry Wolf is like, yeah, I like the creation engine because of how it helps with mods, but they need something better. Yes, of course. It's fun sometimes. I mean, it was hilarious in Elden Ring. And I got to see all the weird glitches and the ragdoll effects and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is showing its age quite a lot. And yes, Miyazaki wants to make another Armored Core game. He says, and I quote, I believe Armored Core 6 was a success. On the other hand, not everything was perfect, and there is still room for improvement. So I have no intention of stopping there. Hence, Armored Core 6 confirmed sometime in the future. I mean, sorry, Armored Core 7 confirmed in the future. Imagine if it's a open world Armored Core mech souls like thing, and that'll just be yeah. I says they should bring the OG Modern Warfare trilogy on Game Pass too. I mean, yeah, they might do that later, perhaps next year or something. As of now, they want to, uh, you know, with the latest ones on Game Pass first, so it's enticing for people to stay on it. The next year, they'll roll out the old Call of Duty games. Like how almost pretty much every Battlefield game is available on Game Pass. And Alpina Panda says there was a rumor that Microsoft offered Valve $8 billion. Ah, yeah, that is also something I wanted to note down, but then again, some people pointed out that that's just fake news. They were going to buy Valve for 8 billion, all cash, no stock. But yeah, I mean, if they're already shutting down so much of stuff just to get back the 69 billion, I don't think they want to spend this much money anytime soon. But yeah, and I agree with Rogue Hunter. He says 8 billion seems a bit low for Valve. They can get even more than that easily. I mean, imagine if Microsoft buys Valve, Steam Deck will become what? The exportable, the X Deck. That sounds so wrong though. Never mind. Anyways, Amirul says so less than the current valuation. That's bold. Obviously, Alan Gabe is not going to be selling off Valve anytime soon. So I don't think he even wants to sell it. I mean, it's quite just there generating money for him. So why would he want to give away his cash cow, I guess. But yeah, Steam Deck becomes the X Deck. No, still sounds very wrong. I'm going to stop saying that. Yeah, anyways, this next bit of news is from Square Enix. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, and Foam Stars. All three fell short of expectations, and Square Enix has not revealed any new sales numbers. And Square Enix is reorganizing into five console and one mobile team. So one team will be focusing on mobile games, five teams will be focusing on consoles, and apparently Dragon Quest 12 is still in development. And Rogue Enter not only Steam Deck. Steam itself is a juggernaut, and MS will probably become monopoly of PC gaming if that happens. I mean, that's pretty much obvious. They'll be raking in more than twice, thrice. I don't know. They'll definitely make up that 69 billion in no time if they acquire Valve and Steam. And like previous rumors, they might bring Steam to Xbox. I don't know, but yeah, Microsoft doesn't have a handle, so that's why I was like Steam Deck. So I'll say it one last time though. X Deck still doesn't sound good. Anyways, huh. After 5 long episodes of not mentioning them, Embracer is finally back. So yeah, their streak is gone. They only lasted 5 podcasts before they were mentioned again. But apparently, this is something interesting. It's new. I mean, somewhat good. Embracer Group said that Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered performed above management expectations. And this is probably the first time in 20 years that someone has said that. So they say, and I quote, Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered was positively received and performed above managed expectations. But at the same time, Alone in the Dark failed to meet Embracer's sales expectations. Womp womp. You win some, you lose some. Anyways, Ubisoft. That's how I'll be calling it. Some people like Ubisoft, but I will be saying it Ubisoft. So Ubisoft has cancelled the free-to-play The Division Heartland. Why? People like free-to-play games. But apparently they say, and I quote, the company will move resources to bigger opportunities such as X Defiant and Rainbow Six. End quote. Speaking of which, the X Defiant is out now, I guess. I think it's early access. I don't know what it is. But it's free to download and play on Xbox and PS. My brother told me to download it, but then immediately followed up with a message saying it's very buggy, so don't download it. We'll wait for a while and then play it when it becomes better. So yeah, I'll buy now. Panda says exactly. It was dumb to offer so low. First and foremost, I don't even think they offered Valve any money at all. It's a rumor at this point, I guess. But yeah, we'll know in the future. Angry Bill says even if Microsoft makes 3 billion pure profit every year from Xbox, it'll take more than 20 years to cover the Activision Blizzard purpose. I mean, yeah, 69 billion. The only thing nice about it is the number, but yeesh, 69 billion, man, it's a lot of money. Anyways, moving on. Nintendo has acquired Shiver Entertainment from Embracer Group. Okay, that's good. At least one company escaped the death embrace of Embracer Group. Death embrace. Okay, I wasn't expecting that to rhyme with that, but okay. Death's embrace. Embracer Group. But anyways, so Shiver Entertainment made ports for games like Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat 1. Okay, that's bad. If people have seen online the how horrible those games look on the Switch, yeah. But I guess Nintendo wanted people who knows how to port games, so yeah. Anyways, Shiver's focus will remain the same. continue to develop software for multiple platforms, including Nintendo Switch. Okay, and Albino Panda says, yeah, that wasn't a great idea, and given most of the money is made from digital subscription, it's going to be very, very hard. Indeed, I think in the future they'll hike up the prices of Game Pass and stuff like that, so we may never know. Who knows, they might completely shift to the cloud and stop making the loss inducing consoles because apparently every Xbox is sold at a loss. So who knows, sometime in the future some executive might be like, you can save some money by stopping this production, and that'll be the end of Xbox as a physical object, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, on the same topic as acquisitions, IGN Entertainment has acquired the Gamer Network family, which includes Eurogamer, GamesIndustry.biz, VG247, Rock Paper Shotgun, and more. And IGN Network made redundancies across the Gamer Network. So I guess anything that was overlapping between the two, I think they sort of just nuked it. That's my guess. But yeah, uh, it is what it is. Anyways, now we come to the segment that I hate the most in every podcast, and that is the layoffs. And the studio Singularity 6, which made the game Palia, never heard of it, is laying off 36 employees just 1 month after the studio let go of 40% of its staff. That's horrible. And then Phoenix Labs lays off over 100 people as part of a massive restructuring process. They'll focus on Dauntless and Fae Farm and will stop development of other projects. Well, that's horrible. And Disney is laying off 14% or around 175 employees of Pixar. Well, animated movies are not getting any good these past few years. And Embracer is back to its usual antics. It's here in the layoff section. Embracer cuts ties with 4,532 employees over the last year and has cancelled 80 game projects. My god. And oops, I think I will technically should be right back. And I am back. Just had to prevent Windows from updating itself at the most awkward of times. But anyways, back to the final bit of news. Square Enix CEO Takashi Kiryu announced an unconfirmed number of layoffs as part of its ongoing restructuring process at the US and Europe arms. So yeah, and that concludes all of the news for this week. Funny thing is, if I only spoke about the news for this week, then this podcast would barely be 15 minutes long. I had to include the news from previous weeks as well, so that it at least lasted this long. So, even a slow week, to be honest. Yeah. Albina Panda says, damn, that's a lot of projects that people got. I mean, it's Embracer, man. They like to lay off large number of people and shut down a lot of studios. So, yeah. Hungry Wolf says, if Riddler is to be believed, AJ himself is a technical issues. News more tuning. Someone find that guy a maiden, man. He seriously becomes so delusional as to think that everything on the server is just bots randomly interacting with each other. and he's the one who can fix each and every single one of them individually by using logic. Good just goes to show that being middle for a very long time is not good for your. Do not believe Riddler. Anyways, that wraps up all the news. Have you guys got anything to talk about? I am ready to talk as well because barely 40 minutes in and we're done. It's usually the case when Yashwanta's not around. Um, Speaking of which, where is Riddler? Someone tag him, call him here. Let's roast him. Fred is also not here. He's been missing for the past few days. So perhaps by Wednesday I'll put a wanted poster on the server for Kabutar. Anyone finds them, contact me. And here is Angry Wolf with facts. Singularity 6 raised 15 million in 2019. They burned through a lot of money in a few years. I mean, if I have that much money, I can only think of the opportunities and possibilities. I don't think I'll end up spending that much money over the course of this time. But yeah, it's Palias are free to play games. A free to play game. Okay, cool. Still doesn't mean I've heard of it. And Albino Pandas like finding maidens, I guess. Who, Riddler or Kabutar? Because Riddler, I think Kabutar at this point is not even bothered to do so. And Riddler is going to fail if he tries anyway. So, yeah. Imagine if he walks up to a real maiden and goes like, maybe I should try fixing your logic so that you'll be more into me. Okay, that'll just be creepy. And Albino Panda says, just like we work, they burnt billions. Say what? Who's we work? Are you talking about we as an us? Or I don't get it. What's the context? Both bird and riddle. Ah, okay. Yeah, but like I said, the bird is no longer interested in maidens. He's just focused on a liquid bajra and the amounts of heights it can take him to. Riddler, yes, he's hopeless as it is. Yeah, but let him keep trying. As gamers, we know how many times we retry games when we fail miserably. So yeah, I don't know if it's just me or is there a sort of gray line at the top of the screen. And Sangdul says Ghost of Tsushima PC was an excellent port. That's good to know. So it was done by Nixus. What is it called? Nixus, I guess. Yeah. And WeWork is a startup for office spaces. Oh, okay. Interesting. A startup for perhaps other startups. Nice. And being a startup is not an easy path unless you have money to burn. That's just the way the world works. In order to break the awkward silence, sometimes I feel like playing some songs. But then I remember that YouTube might put a copyright infringement and probably take down the video or demonetize us. But we weren't monetized in the first place, so I don't think I have any reason to be worried. And yeah, it is. And Sanjay says, can confirm Ghost of Tsushima PC port is very good because I think he bought the game on PC. So yeah, we have a reliable source to tell us that. Anyways, so just another week till the month is over. So yeah, payday will be arriving this week. I wonder how much I will end up saved up, depending on that. I have to plan on what to buy next. Speaking of which, I don't think that the Dark Souls playthrough with Yashwant will be happening anytime in the near future, so I finally sold off the game. Yes. And instead, I'm going to play the first and second part. So I'm going to buy the Dark Souls trilogy. Yes, that'll be interesting. All DLCs included. But then again, me being me, I'll just buy it, keep it inside my cupboard, and forget about it till I don't know when. But yeah, anyways, the news was like WeWork crash is so famous that there are shows slash documentaries about it. Interesting. And he says the Apple show is called We Crashed. Very apt name. What do you want to play next, AJ? Well, at the moment, because of work and everything, I couldn't play as much as I wanted to. But yeah, currently still on my first playthrough of Stellar Babe. I mean, I pretty much reached the first point of no return. I just don't want to continue the story because I still want to get the collectibles. Like there are cans you can collect. I think there are 49 of them you should collect. 40 to 49. So I want to collect the cans, the memory sticks, find all the fast travel locations around the map, and get all the body cores to increase my HP. Find all the beta cores to increase my beta bar or whatever it's called, meter. And then perhaps go and find all the 50 plus nano suits and catch all 30 plus fish. Get a trophy for that. Albina Pandas like us moment, AJ. You mean the part where working too much and not playing? I mean, yeah, it's relatable to a lot of people. Angry Wolf says also Dungeons of Hinterberg playtest was good. I'm really excited to see the final product. Yeah, the way you're hyping it up, I'm also very excited to play that game. But then again, hopefully I'm not too busy at that time to actually spend some time and play the game. And quite a few months ago, I wanted my 15th 100% on Xbox to be Sea of Stars, but after getting a job, I lost all interest and motivation to play that game. Now I do not want to play it. But luckily, Hellblade 2 is out, so and according to reports from um, people who played it, it seems that there isn't much difference in the puzzles and combat and stuff. So yeah, maybe I might get that for my 100% next, and be well worth it. I guess I like the first Hellblade, so I might like the second. It's also not a very long game as per people, so yeah, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 hours and I'll get it done. So yeah, next time I get a day off, I should probably start playing it. And I'll bring up and it's like, damn, AJ is really into it. I mean, that used to be before the game was out, I guess. But then after the playing the game, I mean, it was a novelty factor that wore off pretty soon. I mean, I started the game, admired the scenery for a bit, and then later I completely just started to focus completely on the combat because, yeah, trying to do a perfect parry and dodge in that game is quite hard for me. So, getting kicked by the bosses is not a rare occurrence. Takes me anywhere between 3 to 5 to sometimes even 8 tries to defeat a boss. So, yeah, I was more focused on that and then upgrading my skills to give me better chances at dodging and parrying. And then once, I mean, to be honest, I kind of felt the game was slow and sort of meh. Like, I cleared the first linear section. Then we reach the city of Zion, which is like the main hub, I guess. And that is where all the side quest and other stuff gets unlocked. And once side quest and everything else was unlocked, I started just. That is when I actually got into the game and started playing it quite a lot. Yeah. The only other time I got interested in E was when I unlocked the ability to change hairstyles. buy glasses and earrings, and that's about it. After that, I just completely just set on one outfit. It's called Wasteland Adventurer, and found square glasses like these, and changed my hairstyle to one hairstyle, and that's it. After that, I've just been focused completely on finishing as much side quests as possible, and now recently I've been fishing. And I must say the accessibility options in the games are really good. I mean, I was struggling to fish at first, but then I found out there's a option that makes it easier. Like at first, when you catch a fish, you're supposed to keep pressing square, the opposite direction of where the fish is going, so you reel it in. But once it gets close, you have to hold R2 to a correct pressure where it falls between a certain blue color region. That was difficult for me, but then I found out in accessibility options, just have to press the R2 and it'll automatically stay there. So yeah, I'm enjoying fishing way more. And Hungry Wolf says LMAO. I don't know what he's laughing about. Please elaborate. Albana Panda says you can resume playing Sea of Stars when the DLC comes out. Good point, but when will the DLC come out? I want 100% it before the DLC comes out. And quite a few months ago, they were like, there's a DLC coming for Vemba, but yeah, that's still not out. I wonder what happened. But yeah, that is that. Guys, got anything else to talk about? Or we can wrap it up here. Have an early night, I guess. And probably go back to. Okay, this is interesting. 214 frames were dropped. 0.1 percentage. That's an lags too. Ah, yes, also Elden Ring DLC next month. That was one game that I have to save up for and buy. I sold off Elden Ring as well. I want to buy the Shard of the Earth Tree edition. I know the DLC is just a code, but I wanted to bind it to my UAE account. I don't want to buy the DLC separately on my Indian account and play on my UAE account. So yeah, I'm gonna probably end up pre-ordering it or something. I don't know. Maybe not pre-order, but yeah, I'll probably buy it. Hopefully, I'll get it before June ends. And the game launches 4 days before my birthday, so it'll be a good birthday gift. Angry Wolf is like AJ has lost interest in JRPGs and he's like 20 games. To be honest, I haven't lost interest in JRPGs, but yes, the number of games with me has risen quite a lot after I got a job. But yeah, and Albina Panda has given a good tip. We can wrap up and join server to chat again. Fair enough. Well then, thank you guys for sitting with me and tolerating my yapping for this long. So I guess I'll hop back on the server to. Well, not anytime soon because my phone has no charge. I'll have to put it for charge. So yeah, I'll probably watch some TV or something while my phone charges and then join the server after that. So anyways, thank you Albina Panda, thank you Angry Wolf, thank you Rock Hunter, thank you Sanjay, thank you Adi, thank you Reflect, and did I miss anybody? Hopefully I didn't. Thank you guys, good night. Uh, Kindly like, subscribe, and watch more of our videos. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Good Sunday. Have a good week ahead. I will see you all. I'll see you all hopefully with Yashwant next Saturday. And hello, Ali Aximus. And bye bye, Ali Aximus. Good night. Thanks for joining at the very according to Angry Wolf. Yes, excellent timing. Thanks for joining at the very end. At least you came here to see me say good night to everybody and to you as well. So once again, good night, guys. Thanks for joining. See you all next week. Bye bye.